Good morning, one and all present here. So our first unit is ethics for engineers. So this is our syllabus. So as far as the first unit is concerned, so moral values and ethics, integrity, work ethics, service learning, civic virtue, respect for others, living peacefully, caring, sharing, honesty, courage, valuing timing, cooperation, commitment, empathy, self-confidence, character, spirituality, introduction to yoga and meditation for the professional excellence, and stress management. So, ethics defined. So, moral codes are the rules that establish the boundaries of general acceptance of behavior. So, morality refers to social convenience about right and wrong human contact. So, ethics are beliefs recording right and wrong behavior. Virtues are the habit that inclines us to do what is acceptable. Vice are habits that inclines us to do what is unacceptable. Value system is the complex schemes of the moral values. So the importance of the integrities are the integrity is used to refer to people who act in the ways that are consistent with their own code of principles. You often reflect on your principles when you consider what you are ought to do in the different situations. Ethics in the business world. Globalizations of organizations has created a complex business world. Risk is the likelihood of the negative event times the compact of the event. Why business ethics are important? So protects the organizations and it implies the employees from the legal actions. Create an organization that operates consistently, produce good business, avoid unfavorable publicity, gains the goodwill to the community. Code of conduct, a guide that highlights an organization's key ethical issues and identifying an overarching values and the principles that are important to the organizations and that can help in decision making. The code of conduct helps ensures that employees abide by the law, follow necessary regulations, behave in an ethical manner. Ethical decision making. This is all the ethical decision making. So first one, the get the facts. Second, identifying the stakeholders and their positions. Third point is the consider of the consequences of your decision. Fourth one, weighing various guidelines and principles, which choose utilitarian, fairness, common good, etc. Fifth point is develop and evaluate options. Sixth, review your decision. Seventh one, evaluate the results and your decision. So these are all the four common approaches used in the ethical decision making. So I have tabulated here. So approach to the dealing with the moral issues and the principles. So first one is the moral values. So the ethical choice is the one on that best reflects moral virtues in the ourselves and others. So next is utilitarian approach. So this is the choice is the one of the to produce the greatest excess of the benefit over harm. Fairness approach, the ethical choice is the one that treats everyone the same and does not show. Common good approach is the advance the common good. So ethics is the information technology. The increased use of information technology has raised many ethical issues for today's IT professionals. So licensing of IT professionals, not only this is applicable for the IT professional, as far as the civil engineering also concerned. So licensing of IT professionals. So next one is the internet communications. So intellectual properties, employee and employers issues. Work, work ethics is a set of values that are hard on work and vigilance. It is also a belief in the moral benefit of the work and its ability to enhance character. A work ethic may include being reliable, having initiative, or pursuing new skills. Workers' exhibition, a good work ethic, in theory, should be selected for better positions, moral responsibility, and ultimately promotion. The work who fails to exhibit a good work ethic may be regarded as failing to provide fair values for a wage the employer is facing them and should not be promoted or placing the positions of great responsibilities. So work ethic is not just hard work, but also a set of accompanying virtues whose crucial role is the development and sustenance of the free market. So, what is self learning? Self learning is the teaching or learning strategies that encourage meaningful community service with the instruction and reflecting to enrich the learning experience, teach civic responsibilities, and strengthen communities. So, here I showed us a pictorial representation. So, service learning and what is the recipient and what is the provider's needed. So, and also I have explained with the pictorial representation what is volunteerism and what is internship in the field of self-learning. So differentiating self-learning from the other form of education. So what is the other form of education? So from the, whatever it may be, it like an internship or it may be an course learning. So other than the self-learning, so we can see the what are the types of the self-learning, other form of the education. So experiential learning, the knowledge and the skill acquired through life, work experience, and studies with the which have not been formally attested through the any educational or professional certification. So internship. What is internship? A work-related learning experience for an individual who wish to develop hands-on work experience in a certain occupational field. So practicum. A college course that is designed to give the students as a supervised multiplication of the factors. So, what is the civic virtue? Civic virtue is the moral underpinning of how a citizen behaves and is involved in society. It is the standard of righteous behavior in relationship to the citizen involvement in the society. And an individual may exhibit civic virtue by voting, volunteering, and organizing other activities. So, without an understanding of civic virtue, citizens are less likely to look beyond their families, friends, and economic interests. So they are less likely to help others in the communities to volunteer their time to give the non-profit organizations or to participate in group activities that benefit societies. So relatively ideas of for virtue, civic virtue or citizenship, public good and volunteerism and a social capital. So these are all called the civic virtues. So respect for others. So respect is the feeling of admiration or difference towards a person, group, ideal, or almost any identity or concept as well as the specific action and conduct representative of the esteemed. So whether between spouses, friends, co-workers, or business acquisition. If there is an history of mutual respect and sincerity gratitude, the people involved are generally happier and more successful. We live in the world where there are many differences between peoples, but with an open-minded and an appreciation of each person's contribution to this world, it strengthens the relationship of our community. So how to show respect? Listen, it sounds easy, but listening, truly listening, can be no one be the hardest skill to master. If you want to a person to know you respect him or her, then tune into what the person is saying. Look them into the eyes and even feedback when necessary. Even one appreciate the persons who willing listening to them and shows genuine interest in what they have to say. Encourage if you have ever had a bad day, then you have know the poor a little encouragement can have. We will all to the moment when we need some time to tell us, don't worry, things will work out. It will, it might not be seems like a much time at the time, but the persons will remember that time. Look at the time. So how to show the respect? We can continue the congratulate. Congratulate is if someone does not do a great job, let them know about it. In fact, let everyone knows about it. Openly congratulate someone for a job well done, especially if you are a manager. The employees will work harder and happier knowing their manager has a mutual respect for them and a willingness to express praise and gratitude when it deserves. Be helpful. If you find a friend or co-worker in a jam, will be willing to help them if they are possible. Not to say you should take an half of their project, but offering some advice or throwing a little bit of your time, with a mean a lot of time. If their friend or co-workers has helped you in the past, then returning the favor will be a nice way to show both respect and gratitude. Say thank you. So I am sure this one seems like common sense, but many people just forgot to say thank you, or at least forgot how to say it was a sincerity. A thank you can be a small as a two words or as you much as buying someone's a gift. Nevertheless, it's an action of the sincerity, then it is best to make sure people you appreciate them on their action, simply saying thank you. Living peacefully. Our principle of peace living is centers on the ethical and sustainable applications of the technologies, which would be aimed to provide basic needs for everyone without compromising the planet resource. Here are the steps which can be helpful to discover your journey towards living in the peace. Seek to love, not control others. Find your inner peace. So moderate your conviction. Be tolerant. Be peace. Reflection of thoughts. Seeking forgiveness, not revenge. Living in joy. Be then you can wish, want you live. Caring. Be caring all allows you to have empathy for others and to live a life based on affection. Love, compassion for the people around you. Being caring means providing a listening ear, noticing when someone needs help, and helping your community without asking for a reward. If you want to know how to more caring today, see steps to get started. Be polite always. You don't have to be overly formal to be polite. You just have to be considerate of other people and make them feel comfortable in your presence. Be affectionate. Action really can be speak louder than words sometimes, though telling a person you care can make a big difference. Sometimes give that person a huge or putting your arm around him and her with a extra impact. So carrying steps to get a started. Be more generous. So being generous with your time or your money can go a long way in being a more caring person. Treat other like you want to be treated. If you want to be a more caring, then you want to be kind of and thoughtful towards others and think of how you would like to feel if you are in their shoes. Be considerate of others. Being considerate in other major aspects of their caring. If you want to be considerate, then you want to be the respect people around you to provide or to avoid the nuisance of yourself. Sharing is the just use of the resource of a space. In a narrow sense, it refers to joint or alternating use of inherently fine goods, such as a common pasture or a shared resistance. It's also the process of dividing the distribution. Apart from obvious instances which can be observed in a human activity, we can always find many examples of happening in a nature. When an organism takes in a nutrition of oxygen, for instance, its neutral internal organs are designed to divide and distribute the energy taken by its to supply parts of it that needs it. Flowers divided that distributes their seeds in a broader sense. It can always include free granting of use rights, goods that can be treated for non-rival goods such as information. So next is the honesty. So honesty refers to the physics of moral characters and connects positive and virtue attributes such as integrity, truthfulness, straightforwardness, including straightforwardness of conduct along with the actions of lying, cheating, theft, etc. Furthermore, honesty means being trustworthy, loyal, fair, and sincere. Honesty is valued in many ethical and religious cultures. Honesty is the best policy, is the proverb of Benjamin Franklin. Honesty is the first chapter of the book Wisdom of Proverbs of Thompson Jefferson. So next is the courage. Courage, also called as bravery, bravery, and love, is the choice or willingness of to confront agony, pain, danger, uncertainty. So next is the physical courage. Is the courage is the face of physical pain, hardship, death, and death, threat of death. While courage, moral courage is the ability to act rigidly in the face of popular opposition, shame, scandal, and discouragement, and or the personal losses. Valuing time. So, at the first step is the good time management is to understand the values of your time. If you are employed by someone else, you need to understand how much to the encouragement. is paying off your time and how much profit he or she expects to make from you. If you are working for yourself, you should be have an idea of how much income you want to be bring to the after tax. By working these figures back to an hourly rated, this gives an idea of the value of your time. So cooperation is the process of group of organisms working or acting together for the common or mutual benefit as opposed to working in the competition for the selfish benefit. So empathy is the ability to mutually experience the thought, emotions, and the direct experience for the others. The ability to understand another person's circumstances, point of viewing, thoughts, and on feeling is the empathy. When you experiencing the empathy, you are able to understand someone else in internal experiences. Finally, the self-confidence. Self-confidence related to the self-assuredness in one of the personal judgment, ability, power, etc. Sometimes being conflict in yourself is the impetuous if you are present yourself well. Otherwise, you will be followed by the footsteps towards other success. Promise yourself, no matter how difficult the problems life throws to you, that you will be tried as hard as to be help yourself. Thank you.